3rd of September 2020, Thursday. Good afternoon from Europe. Good morning, good evening, guys, wherever you are. Piotr here, this is Light Forex Global YouTube channel. A little bit different update today because the US cash market is working for 35 minutes. The thing is that I've been waiting for the PMI services and ISM non-manufacturing to check the data and to prepare with already settled first 5-minute trading range when it comes to the Nasdaq. So that's what we are going to start with. But before the chart, of course, guys, risk warning as usual. Please bear in mind trading on margin carries a high level of risk, may not be suitable for all investors. You can sustain a loss of some or all initial investments, so please do not invest the money you cannot afford to lose. Seek education, gain experience before risking real money. However, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Okay, so what is important, what is going on? Let me first show you the daily chart because well, that's something unusual lately, especially if we are going to take into the consideration the latest rally. So for the whole day today there is some kind of the negativity and the fear, but still we are above blue dashed weekly open, as well as we are still above monthly open, right? And that's what we are going to discuss also, where we are from that perspective. As you can see, that's what market is trying to hold, and I'm going to show you the monthly open. If you remember, 2 days ago we were around this level and we bounced ideally from the very bottom of the small demand zone. Anyway, something unusual, and based on my chart, 12,110, 11,995, that's the zone, that's the levels related to the monthly and weekly open. All right, let's switch to 30 minutes. All right, and if you remember, right, that's what we measured at the very beginning of the month, right? Over here, let me show you. So we did 3 initial first 5-minute trading ranges to the upside, and since then there is a little bit of the problem, right? Also, what works very nicely today from the seller's perspective this time, it was, guys, I'm going to show you here, it was yesterday cash open as well as the high of the first 5-minute trading range. We took some stops, right, and since then only lower, but we are right now fighting again at the yellow zone. And if you remember, yellow zone here, right, that was the very bottom during the cash market. So that's for now the September low and the first 5-minute trading range. So we are so far testing this yellow again. All right, but let me place the zone. We are going to make some, we are going to cancel a few things, make some cleanings, and we are going to implement this. That's the cash open. That's what's going to stay with us, all right, more or less, and we don't need any more this and this. So for now, because of where we are, guys, I do expect it's not gonna be that easy to continue to the downside. Okay, we move below monthly open for now, but fighting around the September low, right? we have weekly open a little bit lower, so I do expect some activity from the bull side, and I would rather wait and see what's going to happen either towards the end of the day, or if we are going to see some kind of the rallies, maybe trying to eventually to fade the rally. If you are a buyer, then you wanna see towards the end of the day weekly to hold and maybe somehow to have lower shadow and maybe got back above the monthly open. That's the key here, right? Don't forget, guys, that we do have non-farm payrolls tomorrow. When it comes to the data, as I mentioned, weekly jobless claims, PMI services and ISM non-manufacturing. So let's check exactly what we got when it comes to the data. Okay, unemployment claims 881, right? 881, but there are some changes when it comes how the calculation is done. I have to check with the macro guys these changes. Then we got final services PMI at 54.8, that was what market was expecting, and ISM below the market expectations. Market expectations 57, we got 56.9, previously 58.1. So we're trying to move lower here, right? But we know we haven't seen this once, twice. We've seen this almost permanently. So before any excitement from the seller's side, I would be very, very careful. And again, if you are a buyer, levels just shy below 12,000, that could be the thing. Let's have a look what we have when it comes to the gold, right? Because here the interesting situation is going on as well. Looks like it might be bearish when it comes to the gold. Let's start with some weekly measurement, right? What happened 3, 4, and 5 weeks ago. If it's a weekly, so it has to be blue color. And as long as we are below the high, either more consolidation to come, or we are going to have some bearish cases. I'm looking for 2020 to fade based on the weekly chart. So looking for a retest, somehow retest of what we've seen 2 weeks ago. Let's switch to daily chart, and the zone I'm talking about is also related to that particular day. It was, if I'm not mistaken, let me check, 11th of August, right? So what I would like to see based on this daily chart, based on this attempt to rally, maybe some kind of the 1-to-1 equal move, right? Taking some stops out of 20, 20, 20, 30, and rejection with the upper shadow, right? Maybe something like this. Important is gonna be close below, right? So something like this with the upper shadow, and then eventually continuation to the downside. That's how I see the things when it comes to the gold. Waiting patiently, we have some kind of the active buyers around 1,900. Briefly, let's check what we have when it comes to the majors. Euro dollar trying to hold the levels we discussed during our previous update, right? Market didn't quite get the stops below 117.60. We didn't get there yet, all right? But maybe 1 to 1 and eventually move to the downside, right? I would prefer this 1 to 1 I've shown you a second ago, this to turn to be 1 to 1, all right? Because as we discussed, weekly open, that's the first level where I'm looking to sell, and 1960 is the second. From the buyer's perspective, because I'm going to watch very carefully, if market is going to look for these stops with quick rejection and move back, that's gonna be a long setup when it comes to euro dollar. Euro pound, right? We quite didn't get the pullback we were waiting for, 8875, and we right now well above yesterday high. So as I mentioned, probably we have to start to think about buying higher levels. It could be on that particular pair, it could be outside day. So for now I'm waiting for a daily close to see if it's going to materialize. With that being said, I wish you great New York trading session. Don't be trapped, guys, right? Prepare your plan, do your own research, and of course follow your plan, all right? We are trying to test another possible demand from the intraday perspective, but looks like the weekly open could be targeted here, because if we took out the low and we are moving even lower, that's gonna be interesting. Anyway, guys, it was my pleasure to be with you again. Don't be trapped. If necessary, I'm going to make another update after the US cash close. Take care, stay tuned, and see you around. Goodbye.